for this live stream. And the purpose of this is to encourage each and every one, whether you are a preacher, a pastor, a young preacher, you have a message to share, or especially churches. I want to encourage you to, when you are live streaming, that you stream to multiple locations. That is so important, especially in the day in which we're living, when it seems that at times we may be censored on one platform when it comes to not placing all of your eggs in one basket and diversifying through multiple social media platforms. I highly suggest, especially as a church, that you stream to multiple locations when it comes to social media. I'm right now I'm using Restream, which is a product or service that allows me to stream to multiple locations all at the same time. And what that allows me to do is through multiple platforms like Facebook or a Facebook group or a Facebook page or another Facebook page I've created or my own personal page, and especially when you go over to YouTube, allows me to stream to multiple locations. Now, not so much on this stream, but just a little while ago, I got done with our church service, and I had about 40 people at one point on a Wednesday night Bible study that were watching, that I could be visibly counted by streaming to multiple locations. So let me tell you how I do that. I use this software called Restream, and there's other good softwares out there too that I'm going to recommend a little later. But right now I want to talk about Restream. So what I've done to increase viewership across the internet for our live streams, because we've invested a lot in equipment and we've invested a lot in cameras, and we want people to watch. Okay, so if you just stream to one location, let's say that location is YouTube or that location is Facebook only, you run into the issue and the potential problem that could come up is there is something on that platform that goes wrong, and it does happen, especially over this past year when we have had churches flooding the internet around about the time of Sunday mornings, especially on up till 8 o'clock, on up till 1 o'clock, and sometimes after that. And they're flooding Facebook with live streams, and that has created at times issues when it comes to live streams. But however, if you're streaming to another location like YouTube, then it gives an alternative. If Facebook is not working, now they can watch it on YouTube. So what we do as a church to increase viewership and to increase and to really spread out and to make sure that we have alternative ways that people can watch in case one platform, for whatever reason, has an issue that day, and it has happened, and it will happen. And because a lot of our churches sometimes will say, well, we were sorry that we were unable to bring you the live stream today because we had technical difficulties. And a lot of times those technical difficulties come through the fact that we are only streaming to one location at a time. And if that one location fails, if that one location is not working properly, then guess what? We are not able to stream. So be sure that you're streaming on multiple locations, which allows us more viewership and other platforms. And so when we first started streaming here at the church I pastor at Faith Baptist, I started to notice something very quickly, that people watch online on different platforms. Some, and the majority of those who watch our streams right now, come through Facebook, our Facebook page, for our church page. That's where the majority of people watch. And so one thing on that, you want to be sure as a pastor or administrator of that page that you are doing your very best to ensure that people are liking the page, that people are making sure that when they like and give don't give the thumbs up on Facebook, but they give the like, that what they're doing is when you go live, they will be notified of the services or anytime you go live. That is so important that you do that. And so one way to increase your viewership by streaming to Facebook is to be sure to get those likes up and people that are following the page. That way, if you have, 20 people and they're being notified, okay, great, maybe one or two might watch out of that. But what if you get 1,000 people? It ought to be each pastor's goal to get at least 1,000 people to like their Facebook page. That way, you have more of a chance of people receiving a notification when you go live. Of course, they have the option that they can opt out of that, but you want to make sure that they are doing that. So we stream to Facebook. That is the majority of our live stream viewership comes through Facebook. Now, here's something else that opened a whole new avenue for me that I discovered through just listening to people, is that we started streaming to two locations, all right? We stream to Facebook, where we get the most viewership, but also there were people in our church that were watching through YouTube, and YouTube allows something different. Now, we are past the time, listen to me, preachers, we're past the time that at one time you could say, well, we are live streaming now. Well, just about everybody's live streaming now. At one time it was like revolutionary concept. Now it's not so much about if you're live streaming, it's if you are live streaming well. That is the key right there. Are you live streaming well? Do you have good video quality? Do you have good lighting? Do you have good audio quality? Do you have a good internet connection? Do you have multiple camera angles? Which we don't have that, but that helps. Are you having someone to monitor the chat? Are you having someone to, when they give prayer requests, are you having someone at the computer that monitors and as a ministry of live streaming, making sure people feel important and making sure they feel like they're a part of the church? That's something we've done. Folks, live streaming is not just setting up a camera and pretending it's not there. It is a ministry if it's done well. And you can get on there and have someone devoted, like I've devoted my oldest daughter. It gives her something to do in a church, and it gives her a job to do, and she monitors a chat, and she welcomes everybody in just like you'd welcome them in the church. And if you want to be able to increase your viewership, make sure someone is monitoring that chat, which what I like about Restream and these other platforms is they allow you to monitor chat as I am right now. So number one, Facebook, get those likes up, share that page, spend $1, maybe $1 or $2 and promote your church and get people and encourage your people to like and to share your content. Now over to YouTube. This is important. If your church does not have a YouTube page, you need to take the time. I will help you. I'll do anything I can to help you to start a YouTube page. And you want to work on that page and you want to get your subscribership up. You want people watching. Now, right now, what I'm able to do through Restream is the reason I'm using it presently, and I upgraded to this over Christmas, is because I got in on a special that when you're streaming to Facebook, they're only going to allow you to stream in 1280 by 720, which looks great on a iPhone, Samsung device, whatever. It's going to look great. No problems. The average person is not going to notice. But remember when I talked about doing this live stream well, is where it counts is over on YouTube, which YouTube is a whole different platform, very complicated in a sense. It's a world of its own. I can talk more about that if you'd like to in the future, or I'll take questions here at the end if you're interested. But get your church, ministry, whatever, get a YouTube channel, all right? Start a YouTube channel. And because it doesn't cost you anything, and here's what's going to allow you to do. Over on YouTube, it will allow you to increase the quality of your stream. Remember what I said earlier? It's not about just those who stream, it's about those who stream well. That's the future, folks. You've got to be able to stream well. So be sure that you get your YouTube page started, You promote it, you get channel art, the banner on the top, make sure you get a good profile picture of your church or your logo. Do it right. I'll show you how. And then by doing that, you can go in and your people, when they take YouTube and your shut-ins and so forth. I had people do this in my church. I didn't even know how to do it and didn't even think about it. As they're watching at home, they have smart TVs, and even Facebook is getting to this now to where they will shoot that picture off the iPhone or what have you, and they will put it up on the TV. Well, now you got this big blown up picture, and if you have diminished quality and you're in 1280 by 720, it's not going to look as great as it could. But by using Restream, it's allowed me that now I'm able to stream for our church in 1920 by 1080p. I should say 1080p. So I've upped the quality of the stream. It looks better, the picture's better, and I have a more of a chance of keeping people, because we're competing with those who have multi-million-dollar production studios and things that we don't have in small churches. And a lot of times we're the director, the producer, the editor, we're everything. So I want to encourage you, there's a link in the description of this video that I'm going to place in the chat right now. And in fact, if you're watching on the replay, you can go to this and get to know these platforms, get to understanding about streaming to multiple locations. So you're spreading and you're diversifying your viewership over multiple platforms. I would encourage these, and I'll tell you some of my secrets right now. I stream to Facebook, obviously, to our Facebook page, Faith Baptist Bassett. I have worked, not tirelessly, but I've worked very hard to get up our likes, and we're about, I think, at 800 to 1,000, somewhere along there now. The last time I looked, somewhere within that range. I need to get an update on that. So that way, that many people are notified approximately. And then I created a YouTube channel and really upgraded that YouTube channel, promoted that YouTube channel. Now, it's hard to get subscribers on YouTube. I'm not going to tell you it's easy. You're going to have to work hard for it. You're going to have to constantly remind your people to click the bell to make sure they're notified whenever you go live so they don't miss anything, and learn those. And it allows you to be able to up the quality of the stream for those watching on their smart TVs. Something else is where I build websites. I've taken the code, which is in WordPress, and embedded that code that is a, let's see, I don't want to say an add-on or a widget, but I can't think of the name of it right now. A plug-in, that's what I'm looking for. It's a plug-in on WordPress that I plug in and take, and I can embed that live stream code into my website so that it allows me to stream not to 2 locations anymore, but to 3 locations. So Facebook, YouTube, and the website. So it automatically updates with that code. You let me know if you're interested in a website. So when it sends out to YouTube, it will shoot that back to the website and automatically update it. So I have people watching on Facebook, I have people watching on YouTube, I have people watching on the website. So if Restream is showing me that I am currently on a Wednesday night, January the 27th, earlier I was, ranging to 35 to 40 people that could be visibly counted with the counter on Restream in the corner of the screen. It also is not counting the people that are watching, as far as I know, on the website. And then beyond that, the people who watch it on the replay. So that is a lot of multiplying your message through streaming. So be sure, if you are going to do live streaming, that you can try it for free. You can try it and give it a chance and learn a little bit about it and learn about streaming, and then see the value of streaming to multiple locations would be my encouragement, especially since in the day in which we're living, don't put all your eggs in one basket, because things are going to go wrong. I'm telling you right now, they're going to go wrong. And if you have one platform going down, you got another backup. Okay, you can say, everybody go over to this location. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today. So I encourage you very much to look into multi-streaming through multiple platforms to bring more people in, to get more visibility. Preachers, small pastors, YouTubers that are watching my channel, that listen to me, you need the best you can to get exposure, exposure, exposure. And you say, well, I don't like being in front of a camera, being on the live stream. I totally understand that. But it's time that if we're going to get the word out there and people listening to us, we're going to have to get as much exposure as we can. We're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but at least they were presented with the choice anyhow. So I wanted to share that with you. If you're interested, link in the chat. If you have any questions, be sure to comment in the description below on Facebook and YouTube. I'll try my best to respond or help you any way I can. And if you click on the link that I have provided, that's my own personal link, and you decide to upgrade, I will get a little help from Restream on that. But appreciate your help. It helps promote this channel and helps me to promote free content to help you in live streaming. And in the meantime, this is David Toller with Supplemental Seminary, and trust you're staying safe and well, and we will see you in the next one. Enjoy this outro I created.